I think the pandemic has been a real eye opener for the community at large, but it reinforced what we at St. Francis have known all along. And that's unfortunately that a lot of people's success is determined by their zip code.
We work with the immigrant community with Spanish-speaking clients and with Vietnamese-speaking clients predominantly. And even within those groups, it affects people in lots of different ways. None of these groups are a monolith.
Less than 50% of families had internet connection at home. Less than 50% of families had some kind of device that the children could use for schoolwork activities. So the kids absorb everything that's going on at home and express that.
Usually, how we do things is, we usually show up to court, and now we're getting continuances, and we just haven't been able to speed the cases up, get the cases over with. They have to keep getting pushed out. I haven't been able to meet with my clients the way I want to.
In social services, we always talk about is like setting really clear boundaries and expectations with clients. And I think like we've certainly been doing this some, but in some ways it's gone out the window. Like if I have a client and that client is finally able to get a day of work after 3 months of not working, like absolutely I will have a call with you at 8 p.m. or on a Saturday. And like that's just where we are.
We're still providing services through text, through emails, through phone calls, and Zoom meetings when appropriate. We have an employment specialist that can work with our families one-on-one remotely.
We've already started this work and we can't stop now. So I don't see it as something we're doing in a way that makes us especially gifted. It's just there's no choice at this point, and that's what we can do to help, and we're in a position to help, so that's what we're doing.
What hasn't changed is the amount of care that our staff has for our clients and their commitment to overcoming barriers to services. That has been something that has been a hallmark of St. Francis Community Services.
So most of our families have experienced hardship before, maybe even trauma in their past. And so usually there is a strength there already. I think our families are very resilient in that way, and their strengths are coming through.
Their experiences have kind of run the gamut. We do have some of our clients have stayed fully employed, and they haven't experienced quite the economic hardship that what I would say is actually the majority of our clients have experienced. And when all of your savings have been wiped out and there was no stimulus provided for a large portion of our clients, that makes economic mobility even more difficult. So I guess we're just going to have to be really creative and also advocate for our community also.
You can't work if no one can watch your kids, and then a whole nother cycle starts with I can't pay my rent, and what if I get evicted, and it's tough.
I think part of it is not getting caught up in what we think they might want or what they might need, but literally asking, what are the things that have gotten you through the hardest times in your life before, and how can I be a facilitator to get those resources to you? But providing funds and providing resources can only go so far if that person doesn't trust the person that's giving you the resources or that's providing the help. And so I think relationship building is probably the most important thing that we do.
One thing that I have seen in this pandemic is like over and over again, families and communities coming together to find their own solutions and to find ways to support each other. So like we have a family right now who is sick, and there's another client who is cooking meals once every single day and bringing them to this family and leaving them outside the door because there's nobody in the family that can even cook right now. And I think that that's just like one really small example of things that we've seen time and time again of the amazing people who are our clients and how they've all band together for their families and for communities.
In the past, I used to call parents and parents answered the phones. Now kids go directly, and if they see we are calling, they answer the phone. And I have a very touching experience. Maybe it doesn't mean that much to everybody, but I was once working with a Vietnamese family doing case management. So I was working with the adult in the house. And when I finished, she says, do you want to talk with Susan? Susan is a made up name. And it felt like I was talking to a family member, and I was talking to family. So she knew that the child would like to talk to me, and I would be more than happy to talk with the child. So it was such a neat experience. So
I think what we do is tremendously special, and I feel very honored to be able to work for St. Francis and to provide this legal aid. There's very few organizations out there that provide pro bono legal aid for people facing custody situations or obtaining SIJS orders in immigration cases.
So one of the things that I've seen that has been really excited and that's really, I think, been ramped up during this time is the ability for me to work both with the attorneys, but also with the mental health team to support clients in a really holistic way. So not only are we preparing the case virtually and keeping clients updated about where that's going, but we're also making sure that they're getting connected to mental health services. And then at the same time, we're all working together to make sure that the client is connected in the ways that they need to be, supported financially, and safe during the time of the pandemic. And so that's been really special and one of the things that I love about working with St. Francis.
We're giving out washers and dryers for people who need them. Also groceries, gift cards, wherever there's a need. If we can provide that, we are giving that if we can.
This is Lola. She's
Nice.
she's helping me work today.
Cool. So just a
This is Esperanza. She's thrilled to be here. Aren't you?